I've helped people double, triple their income throughout the course of my career, and I've helped people pivot outside of a 9 to 5 in order to make income using the skills that they have. And I've also made income in a number of different ways using the skills I have. Now, for the backstory, my history is I'm a career coach. I started writing resumes. I was trained professionally on writing resumes when I was in college. And it wasn't until like 5 years after I graduated that I decided that those skills were useful enough to make money outside of my 9 to 5. And then now I'm living in Mexico using pretty much the same skills, but repackaging my skills in a lot of different ways in order to make income. And I wanted to use this video to talk about why you're holding yourself back from making money online, how it doesn't have to be that hard, and how you can really get started really quickly. I'm sure that you see in the market that remote jobs are not as easy to find. So maybe you're looking into ways to make digital income, and I get that because I've been in a similar space. I was a career coach offering support for people who were transitioning between careers, who were looking to leave a corporate job to enter a remote job to get more flexibility that might have not have been in their field before. And what those skills included was to sit someone down, whether face to face or online, sit someone down, ask them questions, try to understand what is it that you're good at? What actually lights you up inside? Like, how do you feel when you do X? How do you feel when you do Y? What do people compliment you on? Things like that. And it was my job to identify, okay, well, that sounds like you actually really enjoyed doing this. That sounds like people actually complimented you or really enjoyed the result or the transformation that you're able to provide. And through that, people use those things that they knew, that perspective, to make a small change in how they made income. The shift that's going on right now in the market is that people want to buy from people who are authentic, and the ways in which people are making income and the ways people are spending money has completely changed. So if you can understand both sides of that, both sides of that coin, then you can understand how to position yourself appropriately for what is ahead. Because if we admit it, then we know that everything is going to change, and it's kind of going to be in a permanent way. So it's your responsibility to make a change based on that. So it's time to go all in and to get comfortable with being perceived. It's honestly what kept me from actually making a change for so long, because I've been working in this space for about 13 years, but it wasn't until 3 years ago that I started my own business and I decided I wanted to do it in this particular way. And the reason why I made such an important shift in my life was because I decided that I could no longer work in corporate, that it was not for me, that I was never going to feel comfortable and feel like my full self if I didn't allow myself to work for myself and create income in a way that works for me. And I know that that's what a lot of people are thinking. You're tired. And the same for me. I was tired of trying to fit and mold myself into a particular way. And I also made a lot of changes in my personal life with my family. I ended an engagement. There's a lot of things that shifted, and I just realized I do not want to live my life this way anymore. So it gave me no other option but to go all in. So what I'm telling you now is that you've got to go all in. You've got to decide why it is that you want to do what you want to do. And if you're watching this, please continue to stay to the end, because I want to go through all the things you need to do. This is the only video you need to watch, because you keep watching videos and you keep looking at how to do this and how to do that, and you're not actually starting. And I'm telling you this because this was me. Like, I was looking up, okay, how do I do this and how do I do that for my business, when I've literally been doing it forever. I've literally been doing the same things forever. And when I work with my clients, I find the same thing, right? I find that, like, they've been doing something forever, but now they're going through this interview, or now they're doing this thing, and they suddenly don't know how to talk about what they've done. They said, whatever. But this is your sign to go all the way in. And what it really comes down to is just becoming comfortable with being perceived. Even if you don't feel comfortable, this is not about becoming an influencer. As we can see, that influencer phase is kind of phasing out, and more authentic brands are coming in. People who are sharing their raw experiences. You can probably see YouTubers that are posting just about their lives, not a lot of edits. This video itself, I'm not going to edit it much, because I've realized I spent so much time trying to go viral on TikTok. When I grew the most, or I got the most traction, when I just told my own story, when I was more authentic, when I was saying, hey, this is how I can help, this is the transformation I can actually provide. right? So I know that the influencer phase is phasing out, but where does that leave you, and how do you fit into the current and the future markets when it comes to making income online? Your rate of success now and in the future is going to rely on your ability to trust yourself, your ability to have confidence in who it is that you are, and your ability to actually execute on what you know about yourself. So that comes down to, you have to be honest with what you know about who it is that you are and what it is that you want. So first things first, who is it that you are? In the Digital Income Club, I really dive into how to identify skills and how to identify what you can actually offer as a package online. So you can join that community to learn, to dive a little bit more into it. This is going to be just kind of an overview masterclass, but the first step is getting to know who you are and what you want. Because if you keep looking for different ways, you keep researching digital income, you keep researching digital products and what services to sell and how to do it, but you're not actually doing anything, and it's because you're not clear on who it is that you are and what it is that you want and what is your brand, like you yourself. Because if you pick something that, oh, this is just something I'm doing, like for me, for example, again, we're all learning and growing, but for me, resumes were my thing. Everyone who knew me knew that I was really good at writing a resume. And now that AI is kind of taken over, what are the other things that I can develop on that? What is my brand outside of career coaching? And those skills that I utilize in career coaching has helped me make income to live in Mexico without having a 9-to-5. So what does it look like for you to have a personal brand, and how do you build a personal brand based on your skills and who it is that you are? So I always say to create 4 or 5 pillars on your personal brand. The first is, what is the transformation, right? What is the hope? What is the change that you are going to be selling, right? You're not selling a tarot reading. You're selling someone maybe hope in their future relationship, in love, in money, in something, right? You're selling someone belief in self. You're selling something. What is it that you're selling? And understanding that that is a part of your brand identity. We talk more in depth about how to identify your specific brand pillars in the community, so you can dive in there to learn a little bit more about that. I want to move on to I have some notes here. I want to move on to testing your offers. And this is something that you want to do before you actually create a product. This is something that you want to kind of do at the same time as you are creating more self-exposure, as you are putting yourself more online. So you can use this as an opportunity to just create some TikTok videos, share your thoughts, practice articulating your strengths, practice articulating things that you've done in the past that were really good. Tell a story, learn how to tell a story. And in that, you can use it as a way to research, to test the market, to see what people are actually looking for in that space. In the past, I have utilized my personal page to kind of get a read on different things that I was interested in. And it was also an opportunity for me to get exposure. If I wanted to share something that kind of made me uncomfortable, I would do it because it was a little cringy. I would do it because it was a little cringy and that it made me feel uncomfortable, but those were opportunities for me to expand into another version of myself that felt more comfortable doing this. So you want to spend a good deal of time testing your offers, but again, something we dive in the community. The next thing that I want to talk about is actually marketing your offer and how you are going to go about it. Right? This is the part that gets a little bit tricky for some people, but as I said, authenticity is really selling it. Just be honest about what it is that you have done, what change it is that you've done, and the right people will find you. You have to believe that. I fully believe in alignment, and once you are able to be more honest with what it is that you want and who it is that you are and stand in that, you will always find the community for you, the people for you, whether that's making income or whether that's making friends. Because to me, a lot of it is very, very connected. You don't need a huge platform. As I said, I used to spend so much time in trying to build my audience and to get viral, but I made the most when I would just tell stories. I connected the most. I got the most amount of comments asking about what it is that I offer or who it is that I am when I just told my story. So you don't need a huge audience. What you need is to connect to the right people. So say for instance, you sell a service for $80. You sell a service for $80 starting out. You don't need that many clients a month to make $3,000 a month. If you lived in Mexico, if you lived in Colombia, you only need what, $1,500 to $2,000 a month. I do have a guide as well on that. I think somewhere on my page, maybe I've removed it, but I have a guide somewhere about the income breakdown of what it costs to live in different countries. So that means you only need 35 to 40 people a month buying your $80 service. But suppose you could provide more value in that $80 service. Now it's a $200 service. You only need 10 people to make $2,000 a month. The last thing is visibility. I want to talk about 3 things that I did wrong on my way to making more digital income and creating more freedom for myself. None of this matters if you don't give yourself the opportunity to be seen, if you don't give yourself the opportunity to share your skills. And the first thing is thinking that the market was oversaturated. I was entering the career coaching space. I thought there's a lot of career coaches online. How do I provide a different perspective? And I niched down by creating remote job searching and helping people create income for themselves using the same skills that they use in their jobs, but pivoting into a more flexible way of working. The second thing is wanting followers instead of clients. Followers are not going to pay you, clients pay you. So speak directly to those clients. And the third thing is to be authentic and to tell your story. Learn how to rest in yourself, in your body. Learn how to share your story. Just speak it to yourself if you need to. Say it all the time. Say it in the shower. Just get more at peace with your own story. Ask yourself, what is it that you're afraid of when you are showing up online? Is it that your family and friends will see you trying? Is it that you will feel like you're uncomfortable, you're not showing up in the way that you want? That's okay. Practice. That's okay. They're not going to come and pay your bills. They're not going to come and give you confidence. You have to give yourself that confidence in your own ability in your own life. So sit with yourself and ask yourself, what is keeping you from allowing yourself to be seen? What is keeping you from allowing yourself to show up? If you feel that discomfort, then that is telling you that that's exactly how you need to expand. Check out more of my videos. I'll be going in depth on how to actually create digital products, how to create digital income from a place of ease without forcing it, without spending hours researching how to do it. Because at the end of the day, what this comes to is your relationship with self and how confident you feel in your own abilities. See you next time.